All right, Grand Rising, everyone. It is Shalonda or Shay Seeking, and I'm back with another video. So again, we're just gonna get straight to the point and straight to the things that's going on here. Again, I'm never here to tell you what it is or what it ain't. I'm simply sharing what it looks like to me. And there's been something heavy on my mind. All right. So again, the reason why I have to do this way is for whatever reason I feel like, for my safety, the safety of me and my children, you know, and it seemed like couple people a little ruffled up or whatever about me talking about, speaking to someone about this situation here. So I'm gonna try to be, as clear as possible because sometimes I'm looking at this as like a humiliation ritual, right? Look, we have Durham, South Carolina. Is that South Carolina or North Carolina? Something about I don't know. Because some of this stuff is just like, it may be someone that knows about it, somebody that talked about it recently, something. This is how it kind of, when I'm doing my freestyles, this is how it kind of comes out. Whole thing is, right? I was just watching this thing. It's kind of nerve wracking because I was just watching something on the speaker or whatever. I can't remember what his name is, talking from the White House about Russia and their advances that they're making and that they're going to be attacking on Wednesday. Boom, 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 whatever. So I'm like, okay, the way they talk, and this dude always seems so nervous. Oh, excuse me, sorry. This dude always seems so, like I see something in him ill. Okay, that something is deeper or bigger or something about this, right? So it made me think about this whole thing, the spiritual thing, the spiritual attack, this psychological attack, this blockage here. All right, the beginning of me going into tarot, the energy around was the fact that some male had left somebody a large amount of money, had passed on, right? Um, Now, you know, around that time, it was like the things that people were saying in these videos were shocking to me because it was describing lots of things that were going on in my life. Now, this could be anybody. So we just talking here, all right? Allegedly, right? So then, but I'm already very intuitive and everything like this, right? So as soon as I heard this, I'm like, who? It had made me think about, my upbringing, my life, like I kept thinking like I'm going to use terms like switched at birth. Is this some shit that I don't know? You know what I'm saying? Something like this, right? So then I started to think about, incidents again in my youth, right? I started thinking about the father. Yeah. I started to think about the the father of my children, right? Maybe behavior or people trying not to really see what I'm saying. I started to think about people that I dated, right? That had that I had a heavy connection with in the past, and maybe even more, right? And so this person had already come around, right? And he was older, a lot older than me, okay? And so I think it's 1999, 19, yeah, I about to say 1919. Okay. Because I was 19. Okay. So, yeah, something about 10 years though. And then something about this for the 20 years. Okay, whatever. All right. So I started thinking about this and I started thinking like this person had told me certain things, you know what I'm saying, about him. And I wondered why those things always stood out to me because to be honest with you, at that age, I don't remember this person's last name. I didn't remember his last name. All right. And so this make me think about not without my daughter. But again, I feel like there were some things that were supposedly uncovered. Hold on. All right. So, anyways, long story short, this person's energy has been in my field heavily, like pounding on my head. All right. And then it made me think about what was this uproar? What was this something? I feel like whatever's been going on with me in my bloodline and everything like this, right, has something to do with some people being set in my life since a youth. Like everything has been planned out almost like the Truman Show, right? So it made me think about this energy and why has his energy been hounding me lately? Because this was a very strong connection. Like I'd had my sister take and drive me, like you know, um things were going on or whatever, and then he went back to where he lived, in Wisconsin or whatever. And you know, yeah, and so and we were in Illinois, and I had my sister drive me all the way up there to go pick him up to bring him down here for a weekend or something. And I think maybe, I don't know if I'm thinking about something about Valentine's Day. Maybe that's why it's on my mind. All right. But anyway, so this whole thing, I said, this has to be, whatever's been going on with me, this has to be on many different levels. This has to be on it. So it brought me back to the whole Britney Spears thing. Because, we talk about things, we read between the headlines, and there's always some alternative something there. There's always some type of alternative view. Now, if we got people, again, during the vid or whatever, where things were shut down, you know what I'm saying? Certain people couldn't get access to certain things, or, certain, offices and stuff like that were closed, Social Security and all this other stuff, right? So it just made me think. It said, think back, keep thinking, you know what I'm saying? And so let's just make a long story short. Something has been telling me, well, during the whole vid, right? Or that was going on. Okay, I don't want to say the first part because I don't want them to, my video. So it was always this Gruber Law Office, and I was driving down the street, and that damn sign was just staring at me, and it said, one call, that's all, right? And then it made me think about like those strange things. I don't know about the little boy being shot, in Wisconsin. For some reason, I don't know why all this feel like it's ties together. And then I was looking at this whole energy, right? Because I was like, okay, the dad look a lot like, this certain rapper or whatever, right? The dad looked a lot like, what's his name? A rapper, okay? And when I looked up the rapper, I seen that he had a song called One Call, That's All. But the phone was just off the hook, right? And I'm just thinking like, what does that, it made me think about Danger. When I seen the album cover, it made me think about Danger, right? And so it made me think about the encroaching energy of the Ukraine, all right? The Afghan energy, because this is the energy, this is the nationality of this masculine energy, right? And then I think, yeah, because we talked about going to a certain place on Valentine's Day, and he told me specifically, I will never forget that his dad owned this hotel in Chicago. We're not going to be too specific here, okay, because I'm going to be doing something with this, all right? So I'm like, oh, I always wanted to go to, like I was 19. I was like, I always wanted to go to a place like that, a nice place like this, and then, I don't know. Like I said, some things kept coming into my view about, that energy, and the name of that place was in it. And I couldn't tell if somebody was trying to tell me something. Maybe they got tired of waiting, because again, when a large lump sum of money, you think somebody's going to be dead, or you think that they're not going to never realize or find out about it, or you can erase parts of their mind so they can forget about certain shit. Okay. Then you could do whatever. So I'm just thinking like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me all this time, all these energies that have been coming in my presence, other telepathic things, when I thought this may be the government sending somebody in here telepathically or through some type of 5G communication, you mean to tell me, because it's all about, we think about rape and pillaging when we think about Indians as somebody coming in with knives and swords and shit like that and cutting people to pieces and putting chains on them. But raping and pillaging 2021, 2022 is going to be direct signals, lasers and shit to your fucking dome. Digging up information on people. See, and if you're the Christ energy, if you're in that Christ energy, right, and you know that you're destined to be somebody that's going to change this world right there from Washington, D.C., or right here from this country here, right, then these people already knew who you was and that you was coming. And so same thing with presidential candidates get, except for the funding and the safety and the whatever. See, because the president ended up leaving us behind enemy lines over here in Wisconsin, the Ukraine energy. So I told y'all before, when it came to some of these people, that they know that some of these trusts and wills and all these other things like this from, the high crime rate, they know what the hell people did. And they want to shut some people the fuck up. They want to get rid of some people because source keep telling me something about some damn insurance policy. I can't figure out if it's on me or what. Then about maybe downloads coming in about a tire, okay? And I've been seeing tires, like people, I didn't even notice these people in the backyard had tires in their backyard. I think it's for plants or something that they have it. And then somebody else had tires. So I'm thinking like, what the hell is somebody trying to tell me? So again, we got, a couple cars or whatever. I'm about to take a car and then, there's a separation going on in this household right now. And it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You can't, oh, don't take that car. Take this one. And I'm thinking like, what the fuck? Hold on. When did we start doing this? I mean, these ain't like no fucking Lamborghinis or nothing. It's just regular fucking old ass cars. You know what I'm saying? Which get me around and I'm fine with that, right? So I'm just thinking like, what the fuck is everybody acting so antsy for? Motherfuckers spending money. They ain't got no money when it come to other shit that they used to have money for, like paying bills and getting groceries, but they motherfucker got money. Right? So this has something to do with me and my daughter. So I had a daughter at that time, and this would be a close bond between me, this individual, and his daughter. So if something were to be happening, this person was going to leave something, it was going to be probably in my name for safety purposes, but also meant for my daughter. And so I'm thinking like, could this be a possibility? And I feel like when I said I'm going to go ahead and call somebody, to see if I could speak to somebody about this, it's like the energy was like, about fucking time. But I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm calling like, yeah, I'm like a tarot psychic read, and I'm getting this inner, like whatever. But I feel like it has something to do with this inheritance stuff. And it has to do with that, like these are people that probably have been stalking or they're still surveilling you in your homes, possibly privately. And these people are going to be also having access to your dome or your temples. And so, and then finding out, running checks to see. Now, again, they could run through whatever database that they have and find out that this person got all this money sitting here or whatever. So I feel like all this time, whatever has been happening, the main thing is to make this person, which is a pretty decent person, look bad, assassinate their character, Christ consciousness, hang them on a cross. The whole thing about the Maximilian energy, okay? Broke. Yeah, broke too, right? So the stopping on the Etsy, the stopping on YouTube, when everything was going very well before this insurrection here, or at least before the past 2 years, knowing that I'm here and I'm destined to greatness, and it's almost like a courting energy was going on. Like as if somebody would be looking at, yeah, I know how to get this. I found out this is about this person, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that knows of me, but they don't want to actually let me know about it. They rather have me married off to another masculine or a divine masculine energy in order to obtain or get what's mine, what was left to me by somebody. Or maybe this is something, again, because I feel like this spiritual thing is deeper and this could have something to do with some type of inheritance. Do you see what I'm saying? Where this person, I never really went around his family or anything, right? But the love he had for me was very fucking strong. So I'm feeling like, maybe his family were looking at me to see if this is the case or something like this, like if this person is legit or whatever before something happens, or maybe she should be married, or maybe she should have a job. There might have been some stipulations or something. Do you see what I'm saying here? All right. Customary to whatnot. All right. Even it started making me think about arranged marriages and behind the scenes, like common law marriages, and can people be attaching conservatorships, and can people be attaching themselves to you without you knowing, right? So again, my daughter, she's going out doing her thing, whatever, and then all of a sudden, she said that her boyfriend got a new job and got a raise or whatever. Well, I don't know how you get those two at the same time. So I'm worried about like safety and shit like this, right? Right. And so then she's like, and I've noticed like a pool of something here. Okay. It's almost like a lot of people have access to this funds. Even family and friends might have some of this shit. And they all just waiting for me to die. You see what I'm saying? Or they all just waiting until something happened to me, or I get locked up into a prison or into a fucking psychic institution, you know what I'm saying? Institution, right? By me expanding on my gifts here, they can maybe make it look some other kind of way here. All right. But we've already done prophecy after prophecy in real motherfucking time here. You see what I'm saying? The law in Wisconsin allowing people to put people into mental institutions for small things now. It's almost like the whole thing about these masculine energies going together to go against this woman. And it made me think about that chapter in Revelations. Did they go against this woman because they hated her? Or did they go against this woman because this woman knew that somebody had taken something of hers and dispersed it amongst themselves or other people? And then actually maybe use this money to fund some people in the tarot or others, gifted people to go against this woman and her child. And Then now when now her, okay, her again, here things are slowing down with regular things, but people are buying gifts and watches and shit, and looking at homes and shit on big homes and mansions and shit. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is you looking at that for? And then now all of a sudden, but when it comes to this over here, I know there's a separation, but when it comes to this over here, it's almost like, we'll go then. But motherfucker, that you hold most of the funds. See, that's the issue with a woman that is more of an at-home mom, right? That don't have a nest egg or something. You're stuck. Other shit is going on. You're stuck. How long has this been? The whole thing about Maximilian, the girl that got married to the man and he ran off with her inheritance, or ran off on their wedding night. And I'm thinking, well, who the hell is this that I'm sitting next to? You know what I'm saying? It's just some shit that's going on here now. And then I was thinking 2022, right? And I went in the back and I looked at 1922, because some of this shit is supposed to be prophetic from the psychic girl Esther, from the book called The Spring, with Elijah and Esther in it. And it was supposed to happen in the exact same town 100 years later. So all these circumstances, I'm dealing with this energy of source. I feel like it's maybe necromancy or something else here. And then all of this other energy is going on here. And Jerusalem, it has to do all this shit, right? So I'm just thinking. I'm dealing with this energy. My stuff is activated. I even talked to another. I was led. I told you guys a while back that I was led to go to this house in the neighborhood and knock on the door. And come to find out, the woman that didn't even stay there, she was just visiting her children there, said that she was a psychic and she used to do high level, high profile work, and that God called her. It had something to do with the scripture and her gifts, and she could see it in my eyes when she met me. It's something going on here that's on some supernatural type shit, okay? So I'm thinking, so again, all these suitors, because like ain't nobody no supermodel or nothing like that. So there has to be other reasons why these masculine energies have been sent in. And it felt like, again, something is like the Ace of Pentacles was always here, but whatever it was, it would just, whenever I felt like something was coming in due, it just would be swooped right away. So this person had come looking for me several times before, okay, throughout the years, asking questions. You sure? This and that, asking me certain questions about things or whatever, and want to know how the child was doing, everything like this. And it's just like, at that time, I was like, no, it's not, nothing going on here or whatever. That's not. But I think he knew. And I didn't know until later, but I didn't, I didn't know how to get in touch with him. I would even ask around, you know what I'm saying, to people, to find out or whatever, leave my number here and there, because again, all this is like, I've always felt very welcome at like the corner store, growing up in our neighborhood, and these men were Arabic men and, I don't know, redhead, red-haired children, right? And so again, but they've always been very sweet to me, right? And again, that's actually, he used to live there, right? Above this place. That's how I met him. All right. And so, yeah, I moved away from that area or whatever, and I hadn't been around for a long time. But when I go back down there, I usually go into the store. So again, when my sister had married somebody that was be in close contact with them, but I would ask him over time, like, do you know about this? And he never really could give me no kind of information, because I was trying to get in touch with him at this time now, because I knew something I didn't know then. All right. And so yeah, this is making me think, like, and it makes me thinking that, even in the tarot community, some of the things that are coming out, Wisconsin is sticking out, gold digger, all this other stuff. But it's like, no, honey, just like everybody else gets downloads and information like this, like, this is telling me that something is due to me. It's not about that. It's about finding out these things. It's also about inheritances, trust, wills and stuff like that, stuff that I don't know how to. So again, now I'm going to be getting help now, hopefully. But it was funny because this whole thing about this whole Russia thing on Wednesday, and I'm like, when I even called the lady, I was like, I think this is some shit on high profile. Like, I don't even feel really safe actually right now, because I feel like maybe some shit been passed off and passed on already, and motherfuckers think that it's over, and so that leaves people probably that have been surveilling me, knowing where I live, knowing where my children live. It makes me feel some kind of way. It really does. Now the games, it's almost like they think it's ended, but I'm like, let the games begin. But at the same time, it's a dangerous situation. And we talking about whole lot of fucking money. All right. That's why that card keeps popping out. And so the expectations, it's just, if we could think about the last couple of videos, how those cards from the Kipper deck, the mini Kipper deck, were coming out. It's exactly what it is. And if this happened and this person passed away, I would be pissed off if he sat there this whole time and decided that he could not come to talk to me, that he sent somebody else to do this shit, and was something, ill or sick or something like that, and didn't allow me a chance to see him. This is even making me think about the divine masculine energy here, because I feel like the divine masculine I don't know, may have been, I don't know, connected to, because I see through bloodlines. You know what I'm saying? With this energy, I'm reading through bloodline. I'm wondering if his bloodline is connected to his, because again, because of location and things like this and features, I'm just wondering. You know what I'm saying? If I was able to pick up on some of this stuff through bloodline, genealogy, in the way like I see, right? Not documents and shit, the way I see genealogy, because I don't know, I have this gift to read faces and features and stuff like that. Like phenotypes and shit like that. So yeah, it feels like there's a setup. I feel like, again, sorcery, magic. I feel like, again, spelling. When we talk about casting a spell, this could be also somebody using spelling in order to cast a spell, or changing somebody's name, changing documents around. But again, now it seems as though, she says her boyfriend got this raise or whatever, and now all of a sudden he wants to help her open up this store. But they were just really, kind of making it, young people or whatever, and so it's making me think, because she's young. And it made me look at this whole thing, and a sword came around, just stabbed me in my motherfucking chest. And I said, hold on. This is why I seen him in that vision. And I told my daughter, I said, nah, they trying to use somebody. It's people that you don't, think is going to be a part of this shit that's going on. Your boyfriend might be one of them. Just pay the fuck attention. I've been telling my daughters, tighten some shit up around here. So all of a sudden, all this and that don't work. I don't want you to work. That made me think about whatever happened to me. We talking about bloodlines. These people, we are not just meeting people and ending up with them for no reason. People have been strategically fucking placed. So she's at that same age where I was, and now I feel like this same thing is happening to her. Maybe even if it was left in her name, well, they wouldn't have known her name. It would have been my name. So if it was left in my name and then somebody went and took it and put it in her name, because somebody doesn't want me to have, you know what I'm saying? Because I told you, somebody knows that I'm coming for that shit. So again, did somebody transfer something into her name? And because I know sources tell me somebody changed some shit around, so that now then they can go ahead and give it to her boyfriend. And then again, because if she gets it, she's going to be with mama. She's going to help mama, because we were talking about opening up a store together. All right. So, it's kind of like somebody wanted to try to be on some bull and try to say, yeah, it was left her, but we're going to go ahead and leave it to the girl, but it'd be easier to fool the girl. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying about colonization and all this other stuff, right? Because even my daughter, on the game, on a game that she plays, she said that somebody called her a cracker colonizer today. So I'm like, okay, this shit is getting heated. This bitch is at the nail place talking funny shit. Sound just like tarot readings. I'm saying, an hour later, tarot readings is coming out about shit that I was just doing. You know what I'm saying? This whole shit with something is going on here. And it's a little bit too close for comfort here. All right? It's definitely a little bit too close. So I'm just pulling a couple cards here to see what I'm saying. All right? So, you know, you don't know who to contact, what to do, but definitely this is a like some kind of security breach here. And, you know, the person that was talking about that shit on about Ukraine today, I can't remember his name is. Real tall, thin, slick back hair. All right. Look all nervous all the time when he talking. I don't remember his name. All right. But he was just doing a press conference or whatever just recently. All right. And I feel like this is something to cover up something on a high fucking level, dude. Even around here, motherfuckers like, who you was just on the phone with? Oh, I was just calling about this. Oh, don't go doing that. People gonna think you crazy. Oh, why? No. What do you mean? And if they do, so what? Y'all. 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 And again, anybody talking that old shit, they don't know the story. And if something like this happened to them, they'll be doing the same thing that I'm doing right now. Okay? If they had gifts. You know? Yeah. Okay. So these are the cards that I pulled here, okay? Before let me go ahead and put it how it was before I came up here. So I'm gonna go ahead, finish pulling some of these damn cards here. All right. All right. All right. I'm gonna show you because what source is putting in my dialogue today is it's your day. There's something about birthday or day or something like this. So I feel like this has something to do with, again, somebody about to be, you know, and then that's why I said it almost seems like there's also this masculine energy here. Oh, look, we got the King of Swords. So maybe a King of Swords here that's really, you know, cutthroat about shit. Maybe, you know, like I said, oh, and then we got the Four of Swords right above it, right? And remember we did about that coat of arms for my family here with the moons on it and shit like that. All right. So again, this is making me think about this energy because these are right here with each other, okay? But this makes me think about resting, a cough, and illness. Sorry. Contemplating on something here. Somebody knowing I would want my freedom and my daughter's freedom, and I wouldn't want them to be, you know, I wouldn't want to be, you know, even though they may have religious views, right? Because this is actually Muslim energy here. So even if there was other views, you know, it made me think about people, you know, some of the things people said that's really, yeah. But, you know, that's what his religion was, right? So again, if they were observing me, they may have even been offended by maybe some things, his family or something like that, you know, that I said about it. But it's not, it's more on a religious aspect of the layers of it. Like I said, not the people and the actual culture and the things that, you know. So again, somebody, ever since last night, it's like, it's your day. Where the community is like really giving me a hard time. Social media is giving me a hard time, okay? The symbolic messages and stuff like that is really, you know, giving me a hard time. But then I feel like Source came through and made me smile but cry. Made me happy but cry. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, that's when the gut wrenching part, okay? So it was like something that tastes sweet going into my mouth. But then when it hit my belly, it was bitter because all I could see is deception and betrayal. Utter heartbreak. That was the second sword. Let's see what the third sword is going to be. The fact that the first sword is when it hit me that this is what we're talking about. Second sword is Source showing, well, give me an impression of a masculine energy in a gesture of kindness. But I'm like, for what though? Why all of a sudden, right? And then that's when I said, oh, and it all fucking hit me at one motherfucking time. Yeah. So again, but I feel like somebody, you know what I'm saying, there is a good Lord somewhere here with the Kipper. All right, with the Kipper deck, what it was saying the other day. The Empress. 1 second. All right, my fault. So, yeah, so we got the Empress here, right? Okay. And then we got the Kundalini energy here. But I feel like this, I don't know. I don't know. I'm seeing this blue here. I'm thinking this has something to do with the emperor, like emperor energy too. Because I feel like the empress, okay, I feel like this is some, like I said, there's some kind of rights to something, or this is some kind of something here. Because the empress, have you noticed the emperor? Okay, this is the empress's pineal gland to me. And it's all this energy stuck to her pineal gland. All this shit is prophetic, really. Okay. All right, if you really think about it, all these things happening in the same place 100 years, and then it happened 100 years before that with a different ancestors. Do. So again, it's the same type of energy here. So, like I said, and then the Carolinas, okay, Cairo, okay, Cairo, Illinois, um, like I said, this whole energy right here, like I said from the Turtle Tales, when he said a barnacle, it's kind of like a barnacle. You let them hitch a ride and they never want to leave. So it's making me think again about the energy of me feeling like people are surveilling me or tapping into my head. And all night I kept going to sleep. Get the, like again, like Diana on Discovery of Witches. Get out of my head. Whoever doesn't belong here, get the fuck out. I'm tired. I'm tired. So again, it's kind of like that energy of like her pineal gland is here separated from her. So again, it's about fragmenting the mind of someone. So they're not really about what's going on around them. Meantime, you got an angry force field of people. This is wheat, right? The wheat and the tare, possibly. But you have this angry force field of people here. And she's not even aware that they're encroaching on her throne, right? And then on some cards, she's actually pregnant, but her kundalini is here, but her kundalini is damn near outside of her. So it's almost like all these are pieces of her pineal, her kundalini, and her fucking heart. It's almost this is somebody that has went through a lot of trials and tribulations to get to a point. It may seem like she's been sitting pretty on here, but she hasn't gotten her whatever yet. So I feel like this has something to do with the Empress energy, but then we're talking about an Empress / Emperor now. So you can't be a man, because I felt like during this journey, people were looking at me like I'm the Emperor. And I'm thinking like, but I'm a girl. I'm the Empress. And this is what I look like. Don't y'all see me? You know what I'm saying? This is what I look like. But at the same time, because the Empress, it's almost like a kept woman, a wife that is kept or whatever. Okay. But with the masculine energy being dominant and me having to go through all the tribulations that might have been tested by the gods, right? I'm thinking Olympic energy here, or Olympia or something here. I'm seeing Nike, the goddess of justice, all these types of energies here. And so again, after maybe going through these things and collecting these things back into yourself, by filling yourself up with the love that, you feel like people came in and took and raped and pillaged from you, then you could become the emperor here. Okay? So again, that's that Adamic energy, or that, androgynous kind of energy here. Okay? Because again, you could be that inwardly or out. Okay? It's about maybe Jacob's troubles even. But we have Venus here on the back of this pillow here too. Right? The nectar. Okay? Yeah. In her crown of the 12, these men have to do with some masculine energies that were very important to her in her life. Okay. Or, what I'm saying, star energy. Because I feel like when you deal with an empress, this empress, it causes somebody to elevate. It causes something, but it also drowns. It brings her down. You see what I'm saying? It drains her. Look, all this shit is being drained from her heart. Even, noticing that relationship, it might seem like, oh, everything's so fine. It's not you, but for some reason, masculine energies don't stick around. But it's maybe because of whatever you give them fills them up with something, and they're able to go out and conquer the fucking world. And then name one of these masculine energies, you know what I'm saying, that wouldn't want to talk. You see her speaker, her microphone, wouldn't want to talk to you or see you or be with you again if they had the chance. So that's why this is making me think that the savior energy here is a masculine energy. I'm thinking doppelganger energy here. The person that I actually met in high school, that I actually met and got with. And then again, like I said, we got married at that Cuneo Museum, which was the place that they recorded my best friend's wedding. And then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking back and I'm looking at wedding pictures and I'm looking at other shit and I'm like, wait a fucking minute here. I'm looking at energy shifts. the past 10 years. I'm looking at I don't know if it was a fake document of a death certificate of the husband with all of the children's name on it. What the hell is going on? Some other information about people in other states and shit. And I'm wondering, he don't even probably know about this, or do we? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You looking at everybody funny now. It's like every time I've moved over the past 15 years or 20 years away from my hometown, it's like I left a piece of him or left him behind. Especially the first time from moving from one state to the next. It's like I left a piece of him. Till now the relationship is just whatever this we just went through here. It's almost like somebody's having a double life or something. And I have a double life in the sleep realm, and he has a double life maybe in the sleep realm or maybe in the real fucking world almost. You see what I'm saying? Or this is a duplicate of that energy. And over time, you don't really notice. Like I told you, I feels like, again, something strange, something very fucking strange here. So again, yeah, like this temperance, like some kind of alchemy to do something, to hide something. Because I feel like it got to do with this money though. I feel like it got to do with this lineage or this link or this tie to a certain family, something here about the Christ energy. You see what I'm saying? The whole energy we're dealing with, the Jinn energy. You don't just meet somebody randomly. I grew up, you know what I'm saying, right down the street from this place where I met this person. Maybe there was some kind of contact, paranormal, not paranormal, but like, some kind of contact in some other kind of way that I maybe wasn't even aware of here. Okay, because it's saying, okay, we got the Ace of Cups. Hold on one second. I'm doing a video. Hold on one second. Hold on.